Hello again, it is I, your favorite YouTuber, probably. You know what I want to talk about today? Out of my missing days? It's SilverVale. Yes, apparently the infamous VTuber is now, didn't renew her contract and she's just simply quitting. And I'm not surprised, mainly because simply after the whole business with Hogwarts Legacy and all that shit, I'm not saying that's the direct cause of it, but many people on Twitter and online are assuming that was the camel that broke its back. And a lot of, among other things, like her company not really defending her during that drama. And the one thing I had to see was how people are taking to this on Twitter. And surprise, surprise, people are just celebrating as if a horrible human being has finally been put down, the world's at a better place, and I had to simply look at it and laugh. Mainly because I find people very dumb with this situation. Again, another person who is completely innocent, who didn't kneel down to the internet politics, has been pretty much run off the internet, and people are just like, that what they get, that what they deserve. And my simple thought to it is this what you ever wanted from somebody? Is this the person that you think is deemed callable, or did you want in your little social circle or little bubble? A person who is so devoid of any compassion or any humanity? You want that? Someone just ran someone off the internet for probably no good fucking reason other than just probably poor hearsays, probably out of context, or just complete bias or just blatant stupidity. Guys, seen a lot of people calling SilverVale to now like a dumb bitch, a transphobe and all this shit, a turf. And I'm just like, she's not. It's the fact that she didn't bow her knee. She didn't bend her knee to the internet politics and listen to you guys about your little problems, your little make-believe problems. It intimidates them. That's the problem. She didn't bow to them. She didn't jerk them off and tell them that you're special and I should listen to you. She's just like, oh, fuck you, I'm gonna do my own thing, my own way possible. And then kept harassing her and then treating her like shit. And then they doxed her at one point. And all the point, her own damn company that she used to work with did nothing but pretty much left her to die out there. They just like, well, it is what it is. Can't be me. And I know that she mentioned in some other comments that doesn't really apply here, that all her other VTubers that she talked to, barring like a few of them, were just mainly transactional conversations. They didn't really give a shit about each other. It was just mutual, just, hey, if we collab, it's just for money. It ain't no genuine friendships. But that's not important here or there in some cases. It's just in the case that these people are out of control. First peek at me, now this. How many more VTubers that I probably don't remember that got chased off the internet must suffer at the hands of these people, must be harassed non-stop for not being so overly woke? And that's the problem with society today. Everything has to be woke and inclusive. Not everything has to be woke propaganda. Not everyone has to shout off from the rooftops that they believe in gay rights, trans rights, human rights, or whatever the fuck rights. People can have their own beliefs and opinions and stick by them while being run off the internet. Hell, I have my own personal beliefs, and I don't believe that if I get harassed, I'm gonna just quit the internet. People are just morons. People have their own rights. It's like the Americans. It's the America's number one thing in the Constitution. The First Amendment. The freedom of free speech. The freedom to protest. The freedom. Did I mention the fucking freedom for anything? People have so blatantly forgotten about the First Amendment. The freedom of choice and all this shit. But that's not here or there with it. The point is, people are just treating other people like shit for no reason. And SilverVale is pretty much like another person who was caught in the fucking firing squad of it. Treated like trash because she played Hogwarts Legacy. Cried on stream and everyone still called her a bitch and still treated her like shit because of it. Because she showed human emotion. Because she wasn't bowing down to the almighty masters. And the fact that anything can get you called, labeled as transphobe or homophobe or anything nowadays, I find it kind of disgusting personally, because now it's only being watered down to the point that it just simply doesn't work anymore. It's just a word at this point. It's just a title. anything as a phobe or ableist or any kind of ist, it's just so watered down. It became so minute and so worthless. The word itself no longer holds any weight, because I can pretty much say, oh, trans people are okay, but I don't personally side with them. Boom, I'm a transphobic now for not praising them like they're the second coming of Christ, you know? And I find it utterly disgusting at how the internet has become so authorial. You know, it became so pointlessly tough, you know, restrictive. And which is kind of ironic. I saw plenty of tweets saying that the inclusive people, they want to include everybody except for the normal people. And the normal people are just people who are straight, who are just regular people, who are just regular gender. People who believe there are just two genders. People who are just straight and not gay or bi or all that kind of shit. It's only inclusive until it's not. Welcome to the inclusivity club. Everyone is welcome except for the people on this blatant long list. And I feel bad, you know. I feel like this shouldn't have to be a problem anymore. But people are not going to do anything about it. Mainly why? Because half the people who quote unquote want to do shit about it are just doing it for their own benefit. And that's not calling out everybody, but it's calling out a good certain amount of people who only do this just to get internet brownie points. They don't really care about the large problem at scale. We gotta call out the LGB for being bullies, harassers. And I'm not saying it's not all of them, but I'm saying it's a good collective bunch. And don't feed me some sad anime bullshit backstory of how they became like this. They became the villain of their own story. I'd rather skip the Handsome Jack dialogue. It's like, no, this is of your own making. You became the monster. It ain't nobody, because everyone grew up. All right, everyone grew up to be either good or bad. It's not the person, it's the environment. And I believe I grew up in a not so good environment. I knew I did. I knew I grew up in a house of abuse and addictive problems. But I still turned out pretty much good. I started to turn out a pretty caring, loving person who may have a couple opinions, but I will still help my fellow man across the street if it helped them for 3 seconds. But for the people who are like, I was bullied in school. School was like 3 years ago. I don't remember school anymore, but that's my whole villain backstory. No, it's called growing a self-worth. Harassing people on the internet to make yourself feel good is not a good plan, buddy. It wasn't good to begin with. It wasn't smart to even start with. And you need to seek personal psychological help, because doing this gives you no gains. It gives you no value, no meaning. And we gotta contain this. We gotta fix this. Because how much longer? How much more people must fall under scrutiny, to fall underneath the blade, to be ostracized, to be treated like trash because someone got offended, because someone's little feelings were hurt? How many more people like VTubers or popular celebrities must be put to the grindstone because someone's little feelings were hurt? I think we had enough of this. I think it's time for a change, a collective change, to put everyone back in their place. I simply will just do this as the everyone is equal rule. Everyone is equal, no matter bullshit backstory, no matter how much you are, no matter what you are, doesn't matter. You're still a person. You are all collectively under one rule. You are a person. You live, you breathe, like you live, you breathe, you bleed all the same. Live, breathe, and bleed. Oh my god, actually, it comes out kind of hard to say. It mixed together. You breathe, you live, and you bleed the same. There you go. It feels better. You know, you all live and you all die. There's no more inclusive this. There's no more groups. There's no more anything. It is just you all are the same. So stop treating someone who's lesser or falser. And stop all this moral grandstanding. Now that's the thing I hate the most out of everything. The moral grandstanding of it all. People who do this shit put themselves in a higher place and thinking there's just some sort of God, as if their word is God. And I'm like, no, you're fucking not. You are just as much as a scumbag as anyone else on the goddamn internet. You are just as empty, hollow, and easily corruptible as anyone else. Don't put your false idealism on us, and damn sure don't put your false moral grandstand on anyone either. You have no morals. You have no solid, resolutions, or even let alone convictions. You're just a person who can easily be swayed by fame and money and glory and clout. It's okay. I am too. But I can at least admit that. I can admit that as soon as I start getting the high life, I will be susceptible to corruption. Not everyone is. Not everyone can walk away and not be just, pure of heart. Everyone has fallen into the shadow at one point. But I can at least say it's at least true. But to wrap this all up, wherever SilverVale goes and where the other VTuber goes, I hope they find good careers. I hope that they will find money where they go, investments. I hope they're okay. I hope they will find potential futures out there and everything will be okay. Because for those who had treated her like trash and called her everything, like the Peek at Me drama, I hope you guys could learn and reflect on what happened. I hope you guys could learn that not everything is just black and white. That you can stop being a follower, a sheep. That you can learn how to become your own person. Understand the gravitas of the situation. As I always say, is people are innocent until proven guilty. We need to start implementing that again. No one is truly guilty until evidence is found, damning evidence. But that's gonna be it for today. I have been your lovely host of the most. Until next time, I bid you adieu.